Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome back to some more Ironman. Last episode we ended off looking like this absolute slice of absolute pumpkin pie, but to start this video off, we're going to get 65 attack and strength. After getting the D-Skimmy, the DPS increase has been very nice and it's been kind of cool. Just chilling here with the crabs, but the current fit, as good as it looks now, we need to improve upon it rather. And you guys know exactly how this goes, right? 65 attack, 65 strength. You know exactly where we're going to go next. You guessed it, pest control. Here we go. This is going to be where we go for a little while here. I've been just absolutely waiting to do this for way too long, and I'm finally unleashed into an actual game. The relief is fantastic. I'm sure you can all relate to this experience, but yeah, I want to get full void melee, because that makes total sense. But to be serious for 1 second, I think Void is something that I personally enjoy getting, and getting Void melee would make my fit look pretty sick. The DPS increase probably isn't much better, or I don't even know if it's comparable to getting other options, but I don't know, dude. With this account, I'm just trying to prioritize having fun, and I feel like this is the thing I would like to do. Now, obviously, with 65 attack and strength, I am able to go ahead and grab the defender, or at least start going for it. But the way I see it, I can't really speed up the pest points, and if I get the defender first, it's not like my pest control points are going to go up any faster. However, if I get full void first, I'll be able to get the defender faster. So there's like a minor amount of logic and reasoning behind what I'm doing right now, but the primary cause is of course fun. So yeah, I'm going to get stuck into some pest control, actually get to play the game for a little bit. And I know this is confusing, but yeah, dude, I want to get full void. I don't care. I don't care how inefficient in a macro sense this is. Alrighty, I think that'll do for the pest control session for now. We've definitely got enough to get full void. I ditched the chat armor for monk robes due to the fact that my prayer was just running out. I thought that might happen, but in any case, we'll be able to make an exchange regardless. So I've got a plugin showing prayer XP. Feel free to ignore that. We're not here for prayer XP at all. Instead, we're going to be buying this. I need things. Okay. My range level is cucking me right now. Let's have a look at this. For full void melee, I also need range. That is a spanner in the works. Okay, slight change of plans, but at least full void, in theory, is banked and ready to go once I hit 42 range. But I guess that is the direction I need to head next, because I want my damn full void. Grats to Jess K5 just now, smashing out a 99. Very nice. Alright, at least there's one good thing to come out of this clip right now. God damn it. Alright, I need to go train some range, I guess. I can't believe I totally forgot that requirement. I knew it was 42 defense. I didn't realize it was 22 prayer, but I was happy that I already had that. But the defense, the ranged and the magic requirements definitely slipped me. But the plan will be to do the Shadow of the Storm quest. That'll give me a hefty dose of ranged XP if I choose to allocate my experience that way, which is what I will do. But to do that, I need to do some prereqs, and to do those prereqs, I need 25 thieving. So I'm going to belt down some guards, steal some silk, get some high elks off, and hopefully this won't take too long. But thieving, low levels, it's pretty quick in general, so 25 is the goal, and then we'll get on to the quests. Alright, I forgot to record 25, so 26 thieving's just gonna have to do for that one. I can't believe I'm doing this in back-to-back clips, but that is 61 defense. I just did not pay attention. Apparently 60 was done a while ago and I just didn't notice, so we can now wear the dragon medium helm. That is not the fit that I'm gonna be... You know what, maybe I will put it on. Maybe I won't. Who knows? But in any case, 60 done. That means we can equip the Dragon Defender when we do acquire it, and that is something that I want to do a little bit after getting the Void. So once the Void's out of the way, Dragon Defender, I'm coming for you, bro. Wait a minute. That was scary. That was actually kind of scary. I didn't flinch or anything, but Dude, I'm grateful I didn't die, and I need to make sure I click the right thing here. There is Shadow of the Storm complete. About a 10 to 12 minute quest for me. I'm not exactly the most efficient, but that's one hell of a way to go from 1 to 27 range, 15 levels to go. So to train my range, I decided that the bone crossbow, the old classic, is what we'll be using to train things up. But in order to use it, a couple of quests needed to be done, starting off with Goblin Diplomacy. We then moved on to the Lost Tribe. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure only these two quests are required to make it happen, not the Goblin Diplomacy just being a prereq. I'm pretty sure the Lost Tribe quest is required for the special attack, but not for the bow itself, the crossbow. I could be wrong, but it doesn't really matter because I did the quest anyway, whether or not it's required to use the bow. Fortunately, the reward that I got from Death to the Dorgshan gave me enough ranged experience to tilt over just to the point where I can actually equip the bow, the crossbow, goddamn, to begin with, which was nice. We then headed off to Varrock after buying some bolts to buy some armor because Graceful's not the greatest. I forgot to bring coins, so I had to go to the bank afterwards. I thought I could buy some additional armor pieces from Low, but apparently he doesn't have anything of use to me. We then headed off to Pest Control with our new brand spanking fit. I quickly discovered though my DPS output is just so bad that I don't even get activity points. I can theoretically like get enough activity to win PC games and actually get points, but it was so stressful that I just thought, you know what, we're going to go to Crabs to 42, and that's what I did. Unfortunately, there's a few freaks on the beach, there's just bots everywhere, and it's always surprising the sort of people that you run into here. You'll just be training, then out of nowhere, some naked guy with a saber will come and smack your crab and say nothing for 10 minutes. It's always good fun at the Crabs. While editing thus far, I've just been smacking some additional crabs to the ones I did for range training, and we're about to hit a nice little strength milestone. I've almost forgotten to buy Full Void. Like, my excitement is there, don't get me wrong, but the amount of, like, chores that I need to do between, like, wanting it and having the ability to purchase it has been a little out of this world, but there is 70 strength. We'll now head off to Pest Control and actually buy Full Void. And I think I'll be getting Full Void range in the not too distant future as well. The magic one, like, I'm all for wasting pest points, but I don't know if I can justify getting the magic one just yet. It might be nice for further down the line, maybe bursting monkeys, but I don't know. Like, I can't decide whether or not I can be bothered buying the mage full outfit. I don't actually really know what it's totally useful for. And to be perfectly honest, I don't even know what the melee one's very good for in any case, but that's what we're going to be buying now. We're going to be starting off with the helmet. I'm going to make sure not to buy any duplicates. That would be a pain in the butt. Doing pest control with these lower boats does take a long period of time. I've got a little bit acclimated to... Oh my god, my inventory is a disaster right now. Gotten quite acclimated to the higher tier boats with combat achievements done, but we are still in the humble days. All we can really do is get 4 per game. That little 4-way switch, how beautiful is that? Not gonna lie though, the cape is kind of gross looking. Like that, I don't look very good. I did say I'd get a drip upgrade, but I don't feel like I've had one. That's an elite task though, that's something. Yeah, so I'll be heading off now to grab my defender. I should be able to kill the Cyclops a little bit faster now that I've got the melee. I just had nothing in any of these, like the helm, the torso, the leg, or the glove slot. Like, I literally have nothing that would improve, like, strength bonus. So, like, this Full Void occupies 4 spaces that I had nothing for in the first place. So, even though I look a little bit gross, I always think the melee helmet looks like slicked back, like weird hairstyle kind of thing. It creeps me out a bit, but the DPS increase should at least be noticeable to some degree. I'm just going to get rid of everything in my inventory. I just need to be naked for a second or I can't think straight. But yeah, we're going to head off to the Berthorpe Warrior Guild and we'll get started on getting some tokens and then some defenders. Decided to use mithril sets. I don't think these degrade anymore. I remember back in the day, it's like a drinking game. Anytime I say back in the day, these used to degrade. Like you'd make the thing, you'd kill the thing, and then you would just be missing a helmet or something, which was fun. But I've swapped out the cape that I was using before, just a little bit of fashionscape like updates, by the way. I've settled on something I'm pretty content with. It was looking a bit gross before, but I think it will look even better with a defender. But yeah, we came down, got some mithril bodies on the floor. I've collected exactly 1,000, but with this commentary, I suppose it'll be 1,025. I can't bring myself to go to the top floor without at least 1,000 tokens to my name. I just feel like I'm doing myself a disservice. But with that said, we now have enough to mentally accept going to the top. I just don't trust this game to give me good RNG. I don't trust this game to give me decent or average RNG. RNG. But we're gonna head up now and see how we go. This will be the first like RNG check. Do we seed a good account or not? Are we going to be lucky, or are we doomed to just absolutely horrendous RNG related activities? This will be the first tester. No way. Okay. Never mind. This account is cooked. I did not expect to be doing any commentary anytime soon. That is, that's 1 KC. I don't know if I can show you in any way, but Runelight says 1 kill. I'm just going to include the screenshot of it because you could just not trust me, but what the fuck? Okay, this is what we're working with, I suppose. You can trust me is that I've only lost 10 tokens, and I think you lose 10 as soon as you go in. Yes. Alright, we got a good account. We don't have to restart. That's a relief. If you're curious, we didn't get the back-to-back, so maybe I do need to restart the series. Okay, I thought I'd skip the pleasure of watching every single defender drop, but that is the Rune Defender done in 214 kills. I think we've pretty much solidified this account as goated. I love the RNG so far, and yeah, we've got a good seed, so... now on to the Dragon Defender. I'm probably just going to try and do it with 200 tokens, but I think before I go down there, I'll bring some high alchemy runes with me. Not going to bother with a staff or anything, but there was a lot of alchables that are dropped in this area, so if I bring this, I'll be able to alch it all when I'm done. I'm trying to just like keep my APM up nice and high, make sure my prayer's up constantly, like just kind of, not one ticking, but just making sure that I'm blocking every attack and whatnot. The Cyclops surprisingly are on a 4-tick cycle. I don't know if these big boys are or not. They can be a little bit annoying to deal with when they're still aggressive, so I generally just 1-tick that 10-minute period, but yeah, it's kind of nice. I think Fire Giants are like a 5-tick, and I was kind of dreading coming here because I thought they'd have the same attack speed, but they don't, so... 214 kills for the Rune Defender. Let's see how long it takes till we get the dragon. I need to pick this up quickly. My last tokens just disappeared, and that drops on the floor. That is perfect timing right there. Our RNG wasn't as amazing for the Dragon Defender, but it was still under the drop rate. I think we're sitting at around 83 KC for that, so out of 100 for a drop, getting it in 83 kills is still pretty sweet. Oh, dude, I got really paranoid there. I really wasn't ready to record, but I needed to record it, picking it up. So I'm glad I didn't get booted out with this on the floor, but dude, we're already geared up like crazy right now. I think the next step that I would like to take, I want to get myself an accumulator, but the problem with that is that animal magnetism, the quest required to obtain that, requires approximately 18 Slayer, a couple of other prereqs, but they should be easy to bang out. So I think we're going to have a little humble start to the Slayer grind. We're going to head off to Varrock to get our free 9 levels. If you weren't aware, you can go to the museum, do a little bit of a... I guess it's a mini quest, do a little bit of quizzing. Hopefully Runelight's got a little bit of a helper for it. But yes, once we've completed the little quiz at the base of this museum, we'll be able to boost ourselves to 9 Slayer. We'll also get 9 Hunter, which is also quite good. And yeah, 18 Slayer will be the goal right now, and then we'll move on to getting ourselves a backpack. And that means, like, once I get that backpack, I can't really avoid getting the ranged helm from for the full void set, and then we can sit up at sand crabs and boost our range level. Before I go, though, our combat stats are steadily on the incline. What is it? Cyclops. Low-key, not a bad training method, and when you're prayer flicking every single attack, the DPS increase is quite impressive, so, yep. Anyway, we'll go do ourselves this little quiz. I made the amateur mistake of only answering one question at each plaque, so I've had to retrace every single step that I took initially, so I've done 2 laps around this place. But Bonza, mate, I think that's all of them. Orlando, please tell me that's enough. Please tell me. Okay. Yes, I see that icon. I am happy. Alright, we've got the famous free 9 Slayer and 9 Hunter. A nice little injection of total levels there. Creeping up on the 1000 total, but we won't go for that just now. We could smash that out at any point, but we've got bigger fish to fry. Before I do Slayer, in order to get 18, I would like to get my combat level to 85. As you guys may be aware, there's different Slayer Masters in this game, and different combat thresholds required to access each of them. I'd like to use Neve at 85, and that will be the first Slayer Master that I elect to use. There's probably ways that you can do like tutorial tasks and whatnot to get starting points, but I just want to use Neve because that's just it. That's just my goal, so I'm going to do that. But yeah, we're going to have to train up some combat, whether it be in attack, strength, or defense. I'm not really fussed, but we're going to hit up the sand crabs once again and make a little dint and try and get to 85 as quick as possible. Alright. I severely overestimated my patience here. I got 2 strength levels, but I can't spend a whole nother day at the crabs before I get 18 Slayer. This is insane. Like, I'm doing like a 10-hour grind to get 9 Slayer levels. It's crazy. This will take like 10 seconds. We're gonna go tutorial. It's just, I think it's definitely the smart thing to do, and as impulsive and gratifying as it would feel to do a Neve task and get like 40 Slayer off one task, it probably wouldn't be that crazy, to be honest. We're gonna go tutorial. Gonna do the first 9 tasks, and then we're gonna do the 10th at perhaps Konar. I don't know how forgiving Konar is in the beginning, but we need to go to Berthop and do a Goblin Salute. Apparently, I can't interface. I can't use the menus right now. This will be a pivotal moment for the account. What is the first Slayer task? What epic beast will I need to slay in order to get things started? Crawling hands. Where even are those? Okay, this is like, I've not done low level Slayer in forever. I never do tutorial point skipping, and this is gonna be unique. These are either in the Canifis Slayer Tower, or they are not in the Canifis Slayer Tower. I hope there's an easier spot to kill them though. I'm gonna have a look up on the wiki. When in doubt, bro, the wiki's is gonna figure it out for you. Okay, shout out to the wiki. That wiki for old school RuneScape is the most like beneficial thing ever. Well, it's close. I don't know. Quest Helper is pretty good as well. RuneLite and the wiki carry this game hardcore. I honestly don't think RuneScape, at least old school, would be in the position it's in without like such amazing resources like that. I see a lot of like content creators, they'll be doing a quest and do it like Quest Helper will give them like an indicator and they'll be like, that's overpowered, they should nerf that. And I'm like, nope, I like that exactly how it is. I've done all these quests a lot in the past and I don't really benefit from doing them, you know, for the 5th time in a row. And just clicking blue is just such a nice thing to do if you've played this game a lot. I can understand from the perspective of someone maybe playing for the first time, if you're not really paying attention, you're not really absorbing any of the story, that's fair enough. But for those of us who have done these things 1,000 times over, like having Quest Helper just makes the game so much like more enjoyable. And the wiki as well, like there's too much in this game to remember everything. So having the wiki just ready to go at all times for everything in the game is just amazing. So that's a long way to say that, yeah, crawling hands are in the Slayer Tower. I don't think they're anywhere else that I can access right now. So yeah, we're doing the long, peril-full journey of getting from Varrock to Canifis. I think I'll need to figure out a better transportation method in the future. Maybe the ectophile will be the play, but we're going to get stuck into our first Slayer task, and maybe we'll get a piece of Mystic. I think they dropped the Mystic Light gloves or something, some obscure item. We'll see if we can come across anything remotely interesting, but the crawling hands. My expectations aren't super high, so if I get anything remotely interesting, that'll be great. But yeah, they're at the very start of the Slayer Tower. We have 43 to kill, I believe. Let's see what we can get to, starting with level 9 Slayer. Okie doke, so coming up to the end of the task, I can see why people do this point skipping method. I ended up just putting on my graceful just to like run around more. The DPS isn't super necessary from Void, even if I do look pretty snazzy. But my cooldown to get back to Berthorpe still exists, so we're going to have to manually run from Falador. Having a lack of transportation to get to Canifis is definitely going to hold me back, and I think transportation in general is going to make Tyrael skipping not feel exactly quick, and I think for that reason I'm pretty much going to get 18 Slayer. We're now 12, by the way, almost 13. I think once I get 18 Slayer and I can do Animal Magnetism, we'll probably hit the pause button on Slayer for a little bit, and that's when we'll go for the 85. So this will be like a little, I don't know, thing that tied me over. Ideally, we get the 9 tasks completed. Perhaps that will get me a little over 18. That's probably realistic to say that'll happen, but from the 10th task onward, I think we're pretty much guaranteed to be doing either Kona or Neve. I might just send Kona, I'll see what happens, but I don't have the agility level or fairy rings to access Mount Karulma easily, so it might just be Neve that we go for. Alright, so task number 2 will be bats. What? Where do I even kill those efficiently? Hey, there's some giant bats like all over the place. There might even be some bats around here, but once again, we might have to hit up old mate the wiki. There is some, you know what, I might go to Camelot. I don't care particularly where the best place is to kill them. I'm going to just use my own brain for this one. I recall during the Merlin's Crystal Saga series, I don't know if it's the one after that, but around here there is a little hideout with a bunch of bats outside, and if we kill giant bats, we should get more experience per kill, so like maybe that's more efficient, I'm not sure. It's not too far from a teleport. Transportation, not totally a problem here, so yeah, we'll kill them over here. And maybe I'll think of a better spot in the future, but this will do for now, I think. I feel like Slayer's the fastest skill in the game to train. We're just plowing through these levels. And upon closer inspection of the text box that is in my chat, it appears that I won't receive any Slayer points no matter what until at least the 5th task. And that, to be honest, sounds like a good stopping point. I won't go up until the 10th task. We'll do 4 of these little easy ones, and then we'll get assigned a big boy one at 85 combat. We're definitely going to be capable of hitting 18 in the next 3 Slayer tasks, I dare say. Somewhere around 25, maybe even 30 is achievable, and who knows, maybe one day we'll be able to kill a Bloodveld. I just managed to portal the way to the end of this room without actually ever going through this thing in the first place. There's no way I can read and do commentary at the same time, but I thought that was interesting. You don't have to traverse through the whole thing just to get to the end. And I imagine that applies for every single layer, so you could probably... I kind of want to test it after this task. Maybe I will, actually. Mate, this Slayer task was super fast. This spot is also quite nostalgic. Oh wait, we hit 18. I didn't think that would happen. Okay, that's exactly the level we need for Animal Magnetism. But yeah, this spot is, I've spent hundreds of hours in this area. At this little fence, I used to train like ranged pure accounts and stuff, and then on my main account, this section where I actually just did my task is where I got to like, I think base 80 stats approximately. I remember I wanted to like be super leveled. Oh god, I can't read and do commentary. I trained my account in free-to-play for ages as a kid because like membership back in the day, drink again, was something that I felt like I had to earn. So I was just here for hundreds and hundreds of hours. But yeah, my suspicion was correct. We can just kind of like teleport to the very end of each of these things. I'd be surprised if we could do it for the final room as well. I recall seeing like, you know, when Ironman first came out, like there was this mad rush, where a huge mob of level 3 Ironman just like running through this place trying to get their first 10k. It was actually a pretty good strat. It was kind of like squirking in the sense. It's like, if there's so many of us, how many of us, you know, are actually going to die in this process? But oh my goodness. I guess level 4 is the one room that we have to go to the end, and I don't particularly want to go, but I'll do it just for the sake of completion. Alright, we made it to the center. I've always been the fancy boot gang. Hopefully I've got all the prereqs. What is that? Fancy her boots? I can't say no to that. Stamp foot emo. Okay, that's a little bit of a different outcome than I was expecting. Some things change, yet others remain the same entirely. A lot of memories in this area, but I guess we'll take the fancier boots for now. Those are pretty sick, actually. Alrighty, there is our last tutorial task for now. That is 4 tasks completed. So the next time I complete a task, I should get points, unless my comprehension skills are worse than I thought. They're not the greatest to begin with, but they might be worse than even what I estimate them to be. I received a goblin book. I don't know what that is. I'm going to drop it, and if it's important, I'll know in the future when people tell me, hey, you shouldn't have dropped that, lol. But I'm willing to run that risk. I had a read of it, doesn't seem too important. But we're now going to move on to the quests that I've been looking to do. Animal magnetism being the end point. So I'm going to do the prereqs required to get that done. And then get myself a backpack. Hey, there we go. Animal magnetism complete. Let's see what kind of levels we get from this. We've got 18 Slayer to 20. Nothing crazy there. That's the only level. However, we're only level 42 range, so we get this little blue backpack. We need to get to level 50, I believe, in order to get this one here. What do we need for that? I'll have to look up the items. Level 50 obviously will be a prereq, but we're going to be running the budget bag for a little bit. It's a little bit embarrassing, but that's okay. We'll be using this in pest control. I'm going to give it another go, dude. Obviously, I need to try pest control at every turnaround and any damn corner. I look like a school kid. / something else, I don't really know. A mummy that's broken out of a tomb, stolen some kid's backpack and is off to go to the boats. I'm going to go and try and get myself a void ranged helm. Hopefully my DPS has increased since 28 range and we can actually get activity. Ideally we get to 50 range while at PC trying to get the helmet, but I think that's a little bit optimistic, but I shall try my best. To be perfectly honest, pest control wasn't actually too bad in terms of experience. We got to about level 40. Are you serious? We got to about 47. And at that point, it felt a little silly. Again, with the RNG boosted, I don't need the bead this time video game. Yeah, at 47, we have got enough tokens to grab ourselves a void ranged helmet. However, getting 50 will enable me to get the upgraded backpack, which is what I will do first. Alright, so if we trade, no, if we go devices, we can upgrade this to this. It'll automatically consume my current backpack and convert it. If I didn't have the previous attractor, I would have had to pay 1,000 coins. Okay, that's how that works. I kind of want to buy some feathers, actually. Do a little bit of fletching, perhaps. But I'll do that off camera. I didn't realize this chick had a bunch of them, but I guess feathers aren't too difficult to get. But with that said, we have one final thing that we need to do before we can end this video, and that is head back to pest control and finish off our second set. I think it's about time we do what we've been waiting to do for a while. The Void Ranger helm awaits. We'll confirm that just now. We now have a amazing gear setup for range and mage. Not range and mage. Ranged and melee. So we're now an absolute beach babe. This is our stats right now. These are going to change momentarily in between videos, but I will see you in the next one.